It's cutting my head off. Hi, I'm Dr. Joy Duhon at Acadiana Center for Natural Health in Lafayette, Louisiana, and I am a Washington State licensed naturopathic physician. And today, I feel like Rachel Ray in my office. I am going to demonstrate how to make a ginger and turmeric golden milk and how to turn that into a chai that you can drink on these really cold Louisiana days we've been having. We've actually been having a winter. Isn't that amazing, y'all? Okay, so first I'll explain how to make this. So I have my nice little, whatever this is that heats the pot, electric heater here. All right, I put 2 cups of coconut oil in here. We really want to use the oil because the oil is going to help be that fat-soluble component to help pull out the the fat-soluble constituents and water-soluble constituents of the turmeric. So that's a really important component. All right, so I have 2 cups of coconut oil, and this is the one that I've used and that I just had at my house and I used. So we have some fresh, amazing turmeric here, and I prefer using the fresh turmeric over the dried turmeric because it just gives a better, sweeter flavor to the chai. So you're going to add in some beautiful orange fresh cut turmeric, and this is a cup. So we have 2 cups of coconut oil, a cup of fresh cut turmeric. I have a cup of fresh ginger, and if you notice, the outer part of it's still on it. I didn't peel that off. Just wash them really good. Make sure there's no dirt on it. And we have a cup of ginger here. All right. We are cooking here today. Okay, so you're going to let that simmer for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, you can put the lid on it and let it steep in there longer. But you're going to let it simmer for at least 30 minutes. And then you want to take it off and let it cool. And while it's cooling, that's when you can get your food processor or your blender, handheld little gadget. What are those called? Handheld blender, someone just told me. Handheld blender, and mix it all up. You don't want to take the turmeric and the ginger out of it to mix it. You want to mix that and blend it up, pulverize it so that it's a liquid, okay? So I'm just going to leave that there cooking. And can you bring the camera in a little closer so they can see what this looks like as it's cooking? It gets really beautiful, and your house is going to smell really yummy while it's cooking. So that's what it looks like right there. And that's going to just simmer for 30 minutes. So let me tell you a little bit about turmeric and ginger and why you would want to add these into your daily routine. So turmeric is a member of the gingiber family of herbs, so the same family of herbs as ginger. Turmeric, you hear a lot about turmeric, and you may hear people say curcumin. Curcumin is an active ingredient in turmeric. So the reason it has that beautiful orange color is because of the volatile oils that are in it. And those volatile oils consist of things like allantoin and turmerone. So the volatile oils and the curcumin are the strongest active ingredients in the turmeric, which give it its health properties, okay? So what are some of the reasons? Oh, it also has like protein. Turmeric has protein in it, has vitamins in it, has minerals in it. So it's a really healthy plant. Some of the active symptoms or some of the active properties of it will help act as an anti-inflammatory. So if there's a lot of inflammation going on, you can use turmeric or curcumin to use that. If you're using curcumin alone in place of something like Advil or ibuprofen, you have to dose really high. You have to get it between the 3 and 5 grams a day to have that type of anti-inflammatory benefit. So it's also a carminative, it's hepatoprotective, and whenever I say a carminative, it's really good for the gastrointestinal tract because of those carminative and anti-inflammatory properties. And that's the same for ginger as well. Ginger is a really warming herb. It has anti-inflammatory components in it, and it also has those carminative components. So when you take 2 botanicals like turmeric and ginger and you combine them together, you get a powerhouse of anti-inflammatory and GI health component, okay? So Though these aren't necessarily therapeutic dosing that you would be receiving every day, this is a way that you can take food and use it as medicine. And that's what we really want to do. We want to work hard to get our nutrients from the food that we eat. And so this is a great way, instead of that cup of coffee, or maybe on one of those cold afternoons, you can have a cup of chai golden milk. Okay, so that would have set for 30 minutes, and then what you would do is you would add, to make it a chai, you would add some cardamom. I used anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom, just depending on how much you like that flavor in your chai. Cinnamon, I love cinnamon. So though the recipe calls for a teaspoon, I put like a tablespoon of cinnamon in mine because I just love the flavor of cinnamon. And then nutmeg also would be about 1/2 teaspoon as well. So you would take all of those and combine them in to your golden milk, mix it up, and then you would take your handheld or your food processor, dump it all in and blend it up. And let me show you what it's gonna look like when you're finished. I made some of this last night. All right, so this is what it's gonna look like. You see how it's liquid? Whenever it's all pulverized and blended up together. The way you'd make a chai out of this is you would take your favorite beverage, if it's almond milk or coconut milk, warm them up, take a tablespoon of your golden milk, add it to your hot beverage, and then you can like pulse it with one of those handhelds or just stir it up really good. And you got a really great tasting chai. Now, you don't have to make a chai out of the golden milk. You could also put other flavors in here, like orange flavor, lemon, and have a different flavored drink if you want, or just leave it with the ginger and the turmeric and have it. You could eat it, or I personally don't prefer to eat it. I like making a drink out of it because I love warm drinks on cold days. All right, so this container that I made, which is 2 cups of coconut milk, 1 cup of fresh turmeric, 1 cup of ginger, and then once those simmered for 30 minutes, I added in my cinnamon, nutmeg, and cardamom, pulverized it, and this will keep in the refrigerator for about 3 weeks. So it'll last for a while, and then every time you want to have a cup of hot chai, just go warm up your beverage, grab a spoonful of this, and drink and enjoy. So great way to add these botanicals into your daily routine to get that anti-inflammatory effect and also that really restorative carminative effect in the GI tract. So next week we will be having Yvette back as a model for us, and we will be demonstrating how to do contrast hydrotherapy over the abdomen and various other areas for different types of conditions. So please join us next Thursday at 12:30, and I'm Dr. Joy Duhon with Acadiana Center for Natural Health. Have a good day.